Okay, so first of all, thanks to everybody for joining this session. As you probably know, today we'll talk about digital innovation. We decided to talk about digital innovation because it's, of course, we are within a festival for the innovation. And of course, the digitalization is part of the digital innovation too. And that's why today our focus will be on digital competencies and on digital tool for the innovation. So first of all, why we decided to talk about the talent journey, because the talent journey project is focused on IoT skills that are one of the most important issues in this acceleration of the economic ecosystem. And Talent Journey is one of the projects in which the ECIPA Hub is involved. So in the agenda, you saw, first of all, that today the focus will be on this project, Talent Journey, but we thought that in order to have an overview on the context of the project and its aim and issues with that are the issues touched by the project, it was useful to talk to you about also the activities of the ECIPA Hub and why the hub has been involved in the talent journey. Probably most of you already know who are the Digital Innovation Hub, and Laura Castellan and me, Simona Aceto like vinegar, are part of the ECIPA Digital Innovation Hub. All around Europe, the European Commission promoted the creation of Digital Innovation Hub, and in each country, each government decided which kind of Digital Innovation Hub had to be created. For the specific case of Italy, in our country, the Digital Innovation Hub has been created by the Association of Companies, of Small and Medium Enterprises, and Association of Industries. And what about the ECIPA Digital Innovation Hub? We have been created because the Association of Small and Medium Enterprises of the Northeast region of Italy asked us to create this hub in order to support companies for different digital hub services. As you can see here, there are 5 main domains in which we are now developing different services: the awareness creation, scouting and networking, education and skill development, access to funding, and digital maturity assessment. What does it mean? So we can go through the Digital Innovation Hub website in order to see what are our main activities. So as you can see, our aim is mainly create some services that are really tailored for each company, because the goal is to support the company in order to enhance and enlarge the competitiveness potential all around Europe. So not only at regional level, but with a wide perspective. When we talk about our services, we have on one side the digital services, and on the other side we have also all the complementary services that use digitalization as a tool to improve the innovation process. So we'll start from the digital services that are offered by the ECIPA Nord-Est Hub. That is also part of the European platform created and managed by the European Commission in order to provide a tool for companies and for any interested stakeholders in finding the suitable partner among the different digital innovation hubs all around Europe that are part of the smart specialization strategy promoted by the European Commission and by all the single regions of the European Commission. So what's the job of a digital innovation hub, or at least what is our job? First of all, we focus our activities on awareness workshop in order to inform the enterprises about the potential of the digital transformation. Of course, in order to push this awareness, you have to demonstrate through concrete activities how to practically approach the digital technologies. That's why we organize also this kind of activity, and we manage pilot projects in this field in cooperation with companies, or in order to provide them this kind of service. Of course, we are specialized in education and training courses in different domains. And of course, we can offer companies and to professionals too, training on the digital transformation, starting from the beginning level to the advanced level. And we can provide companies consulting service on how to introduce the digitalization. Too many times it happened that a company buy a specific technology and then they are not able to use it. And it happens also that they have bought a specific technology and that this technology is wrong for their own process. So it's really very important to support companies in these investing steps. And with this perspective, we support them also to move from the technology readiness level 1 till to the technology readiness level 6. What does it mean? That we can support companies in their innovation process till the definition of their plan to enter into the market and to define their commercialization strategy. Then, of course, we can support companies in funding opportunities for the digital innovation in order to facilitate their innovation process. And we support them for the networking among relevant stakeholders. So as you can see in our website, we invite you to visit it, because you can find detailed information about the digital skills and how important are they for the innovation of the individuals as well as for the innovation of the companies. We provide digital and innovation assessment in order to drive the company to the 4.0 innovation process. Yes, of course, we are committed in awareness campaigns. We can support a company to find a suitable partner. We have also created a platform that is named Exploring Spaces. That is a specific platform that is right now available in German and in Italian, but you can find here all your suitable partners for your first step for the digitalization process. And of course, you can find a presentation of each innovation lab that can be a suitable partner for your innovation and digital transformation process on one side. And you can also find useful, successful projects already implemented thanks to another cooperation projects in which we have been involved. And of course, we can provide services about funding opportunities and so on and so on. Of course, as I told you at the beginning, the hub is committed also in other kind of services, because with the Green Deal, we all know that we can't do nothing without digital tools on one side, and we can do nothing without taking into consideration the sustainable aim of every kind of activity. So we are also a green hub because we can support companies in achieving these kind of goals. We are also a creative hub because we are a hub that supports cultural and creative industries to cooperate with traditional companies. And we can offer services and software as a service in the field of safety. And of course, as I told you before, we are committed and we can provide educational and training solutions to companies. If we go back to the presentation, among all these kind of activities, I mentioned you that we are involved in European projects too. And that's why we are here today, because we'll talk you about two kind of projects. The first one is S3 Apps in Central Europe. This is an Interreg cooperation project focused on the enlarging of the potential of smart manufacturing. So the idea is to build and to enhance competencies of regional digital innovation hubs in Central Europe in order to create a very strong network and in order to exchange experience and good practices between project partners in specific technology domains. Which are the main technology domains? First of all, data analytics and artificial intelligence. So data analytics, machine vision, and predictive maintenance are the three sub-domains in which we are focusing with this project and in which the different digital innovation hubs are involved. Then there is factory and process automation, industrial Internet of Things, and that's why we have been involved in the Talent Journey project too. I have to shorten my presentation. And then advanced and smart materials and nanotechnologies, and so on and so on. But the most important thing is that all around Europe, we are creating navigation crews that are made by international teams of technology experts in different domains. ECIPA is involved in the navigation crew, in predictive maintenance, in data analytics, and in industrial IoT. So that's why we have been involved also in the Talent Journey project, and that's why now I give the floor to my colleague, Laura Castellano.
Okay, good morning, everybody. So yes, Simona talked about the activities we carry out as ECIPA Hub and about one of the projects we are partner of, which is the Interreg Central Europe S3 Apps in CE project. And in a few minutes, we will have the key speech of today by Ms. Adriana Hodak from Solsky Center Nova Gorica, which is the lead partner of the Talent Journey project, the Center of Excellence, of Vocational Excellence for IoT in Smart Manufacturing. I will just take a few minutes to go together with you through one of the topics that we find as a recurring one in our projects, in our activities, which is the Internet of Things. I will be very brief because I am sure that many of you have already come across this concept, but I think it's important to see one more time its definition and to point out some of the aspects of it that we consider as being particularly important. When we talk about IoT, we refer to the network of physical objects of things that have got sensors, processors, communication hardware, and software, so they can connect with each other and exchange data with other devices and with systems over the internet. Basically, we are talking about devices that are connected and about the digital systems that are able to record these exchanges, to monitor them, and to adjust interactions between these devices. In a few words, we could say that the Internet of Things is where the physical world meets the digital world, and these two worlds cooperate with each other. This is possible because the devices send data and they receive back data on which they can act. Devices can vary from the ones we can find in our homes. Let's think, for example, about thermostats or about kitchen appliances, or even, for example, baby monitors, to sophisticated industrial tools. And in fact, we can say that industry is increasingly applying IoT technologies because it offers many advantages. For example, it allows companies to operate more efficiently because they can monitor in real time, for example, their machines in the case of manufacturing, so they know if it is performing the way it should or not, or how to intervene in case they are not. IoT can also allow to enhance productivity, for example, to automate some processes, to improve decision-making thanks to the data that are received from the devices and to how they are analyzed and elaborated. It can improve decision-making, integrate and adapt, help to integrate and adapt business models, but also to cut down waste or to give customers a better service. So yes, it's really widely applied by industry in many fields. Usually when we think about IoT, the first thing that comes into our mind is manufacturing or logistics or transportation or retail, but we can think about also its potentiality in sectors such as healthcare and public sector. These are some advantages of the IoT. Of course, like everything, there are advantages, but there are also challenges, issues, and problems. Let's think, for example, about all the issues that have to do with cybersecurity, even if in this case, IoT is part of the problem and part of the solution. And talking about the challenges that are posed by IoT, it's for sure important to have the skills that allow us to tackle these issues and to take the most out of the advantages of IoT. So yeah, skills are very important, and we can say that nowadays companies are experiencing shortage in competencies, which means a lack of IoT workforce per se, but also lack of a combination of skills which are needed for IoT. IoT is leading to increasingly hybrid jobs that combine different kinds of skills. For example, a person can be required to have marketing skills combined with statistical analysis skills. Another one may need to have programming skills and at the same time design skills. Or let's think, for example, about green skills, which are increasingly demanded. So this is why it's so important to have initiatives such as Talent Journey, who really focus on the skills that are required nowadays from the widespread adoption of IoT technologies, which are really changing the world. So without further ado, I will leave the floor to Adriana Hodek. I will stop the sharing of my screen. So I hope, Adriana.
Hi.
Hi. I hope you can share your screen. If not, I ask please the organization.
Yes, I can do it.
Oh, great.
I can do it. So dear participants, hello from my side as well. Actually, today is a very nice day because finally we have sunshine after some time. I'm coming from the school center of Nova Gorica, which is also the lead partner of the Talent Journey. And today I would like to share with you our story about the Talent Journey, which is actually the platform for IoT vocational excellence. Vocational excellence is one, or platforms for IoT for vocational excellence is one of the main initiatives of the European Commission in the perspective 2020-2027, because they want to let's say establish, I would call it a new era vet system, who is really going to act agile, flexible, according to the really a modern or new era labor market demands, and according to completely different perceptions of new generations, how to learn, how to work, how to educate. And this is the Talent Journey is one of the initiatives that wants to respond to these challenges. There are 12 projects now of that kind at the European level. We were the first 5 pilot projects in the year 2019, and we are finishing so it's a 2-year project, but I do hope that we are going to continue with this initiative. So why did we choose Talent Journey? Because, and this is the name actually of our brand now, because everyone who is going to enter our Talent Journey platform is going to be on a constant journey of discovering and developing their potentials and their talents. And why did we choose the IoT? Why have we decided for the IoT? This is, let's say, just one information that in the near future, the Internet of Things will drive most of the manufacturing processes, but not only manufacturing. Actually, IoT has become a part of our lives, of our everyday life, of our working place, private life. And by the end of 2018, there were 22 billion IoT devices, but by 2030, forecasts suggest around 50 million IoT devices that will be used around the world. So it means that we need to skill people, we need to prepare people who are going to be able to interact with these IoT devices. That's why also the educational system and that system needs to answer to these challenges. Just a minute. So who is actually in the background Talent Journey? We are 13 partners from Italy, from Slovenia, from Finland, Estonia, and Germany. And we are vet providers, association of employers, development agencies. We have also one National Institute for Vocational Education and Training, University of Applied Sciences. So it's really a mixture of partnership, which is very important for the implementation of the project and the whole collaboration of the platform. So these are we. It's a nice remembrance from November 2019. It was the only partnership meeting that we could hold in live, because then the COVID came, and so it was not possible to see in live anymore, and all further actions were done actually online. At that time we didn't believe that this is possible, but now actually after 2 years of experience, but we already know, all of us, also you, that this is actually possible. I mean, still live interaction or offline interaction is very important, but also really a lot of things can be also solved and very efficiently online. So what are we doing? What's the content of our Talent Journey platform? So we design a holistic experience for a learner in the IoT field, and we are talking about the learner, so the IoT lifelong learner. So it's not only about the I don't know, the formal educational system, but it's also about lifelong upskilling, because you know that these things are changing so fast that without lifelong learning approach, this will not be able to actually challenge all these changes that are happening in this field. So what are we developing, and why is this holistic approach so important? Because if you want to support a person that it will really become employable after finishing or having some educational, formal, non-formal experiences, you need to prepare a person that is going to be agile, because the new era labor market, I mean, it's changing so fast that this agility, this flexibility is very important, and we need to offer support to a learner from many different perspectives. So what is the most important? The most important is first that the learner discovers actually what is happening out there in the labor market. And that's why it's going to be on our digital platform also the information about the IoT career guidance. What kind of profiles are out there? waiting for them. What kind of skills do you need for a certain profile? Where can you get this knowledge? Or even maybe what's the salary of a certain profile? I'm talking, of course, about the profiles in the field of IoT and also related disciplines. The next step that we are developing, and a lot of things we have already developed, are the up-to-date IoT courses and professional development courses. So we have not developed only the IoT field, but also the modules in the field of artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, data science, robotics, and process production development. And these are the courses at the EQF level 4, 5, and also lifelong trainings. All the courses, they integrate also green skills. This is a kind of must-be part, the green skills, and also the meta skills. So it's a combination of all of them. Because if you will see, and as I said before, the career guidance about the profiles, if you see at a certain web page of, let's say, of a modern company, you will see first that everywhere they are looking for some professional skills, but most of all, they are looking for, let's say, a kind of transversal skills, problem solving, critical thinking, teamwork possibility, etc. So all our modules integrate also these transversal skills and green skills. This is now, as I said, a must be due to the environmental aspects. We have already implemented and developed 14 professional trainings, which are connected to these fields, because we needed to prepare the teachers and also other trainers who are going to be involved in the implementation of these modules. They were provided by the University of Applied Sciences from Finland, SAMK. Of course, everything was done virtually online, and they were very good courses. So it's very important. These courses are important, first of all, when we are going now to introduce it in the curricula or offer them also through the platform, we are always going to start with the holistic IoT course, because we want the learners to have the very complex or holistic insight between the IoT and also correlation with other fields such as AI, cyber, as I mentioned before. So there is going to be the possibility to choose. Then the very important thing, we are not talking only about the contents that were developed, but also about the way, how are we going to deliver these contents. This is even more important, because this makes actually the learner a professional or let's say also a satisfied person. So we will try maximum to use and introduce personalized approach, including mentorship, or we call it also tutors, but tutors are more the teachers from the schools and mentors from the company, trainers. It's not only about to provide the professional skills to the learner, but it's about giving also the learner the support for the personal growth. So these two combination, it's very important, and the role of the teacher, tutor, or mentor is more going in direction, not being the provider of the content, but actually the guide for the learners, just help them, support them, and guide them so that they are really able to discover and develop what are they good at. That's why in this mentorship we include now, and we are going to include also the company experts, not only the teacher. This is the most important thing. Then we are going to offer the learner the network. So the network of very different stakeholders to innovate in hands-on projects and work on real life and work cases. Why do we want to introduce that kind of gaining, educational experiences? Because on that way, you can really try how does it look like in reality when you need to work on a concrete, let's say, real life challenge or real workplace challenge. And you need to work in teams, you need to use the problem solving approach, you need to think critically. So in that way, you can really learn a lot. That's why we are trying in these approaches to introduce also a kind of hackathon style, which is a very complex thing, but the way of delivering the knowledge. That was also a lot of signals, suggestions by the young generations and also by the company experts, especially the younger ones. So network, the next thing that we are going to offer and we are preparing and mapping now the companies is the company match. So when all these processes are going to happen during the delivery of these modules and skills and in combination and correlation and collaboration with the companies and other stakeholders. So we are going to make at the same time, of course, we are going to match them, the learner with the companies, because we are making a kind of pool of IoT companies, other stakeholders, I don't know, maybe smart specialization chains, that actually have in their circles a lot of companies, with research institutes, with startups and similar actually action. So this is very important. The next thing that we are going to offer to the learner is international experience. I mean that you all know the Erasmus mobility experience, just this one is going to be a little bit in different way. So working on, as I said, hands-on projects, not just learning about the certain skills. So it's a very holistic approach, but it's not going to happen only offline as it used to be, the mobility. Now we are introducing, because it's international and it's more feasible, also the online international experience, because we are going to introduce the international joint curricula, so that we are going to implement it together Slovenia, with Italy, Estonia, and with Finland. And the last thing, or the last thing, is IoT library. So we have already created so many things, I don't know, as these professional trainings for the teachers, then the webinars that were provided by the company experts, many articles, etc., that we are making a kind of digital IoT library, which is going to be additional support for a learner who is going to be curious to learn about those fields. And additionally, which is actually unfortunately not mentioned here, we are also establishing the demo labs. The demo labs, which are going to be very interdisciplinary fab labs for prototyping, for discovering, working together with mentors from the companies and teachers. So a very, very interactive and engaging solution. So these demo labs are going to be situated in the same in Slovenia, in Italy, in Finland, in Estonia, and they are going to be connected as well among each other. These are just some photos for the, let's say, because when we were developing all these things, I mean, we are still doing it, we are still in the middle of the process. It's really a big movement because, I don't know, just to develop the modules, because we developed all together around, I don't know, maybe 22 modules at different levels, plus 15 trainings for professional development. A lot of collaboration was needed with different stakeholders. So at the beginning, we made all the partners in different countries. We implemented 42 interviews with the companies, very different companies, but most of them, of course, working internationally, because we wanted to get the real feedback. What are the needs there? Which are the most important fields where the learner should gain the skills? And that's how we came to the IoT and AI, cyber, etc., etc. So as you can see, these were still in February, just close before the COVID. Then we had the workshops with the stakeholder, how to collaborate together. So also when implementing the curricula, and then of course we moved to the online sessions. And actually from December on last year, we regularly meet with company experts, also internationally. And it's a very good feeling, because I remember in the past, it was quite problematic to put together companies at one meeting, let's say in Nova Gorica, so to discuss about what skills or competencies to develop and put them in the module, what are their exact needs. Usually the time is very problematic, because of course the the best company experts, they're always very occupied. And it seems that these online sessions, they are much, much more feasible for them and very, very efficient. So I do hope that, especially for certain things, we are going to collaborate further. And here is also the last photo is one from the professional training. And here is actually, it was a kind of video from the SAMK, which is this University of Applied Sciences from Pori, Finland, who also implemented these professional trainings. The trainings are also published on our webpage. Yeah, here is actually a very long template, which is a user journey, lifelong learner. So now, before you saw the holistic experience of a learner, how did we come to this holistic experience? Because we first asked the stakeholders or our users. So we had around 35 interviews with students, with higher vet students, with vet students, with adult learners, with teachers, company experts. So there actually we got so many valuable information that we are now trying to put in the implementation of all the things that we have developed. And here, this is the user journey where we collected together from all these interviews the most important exposed issues by the users. And these are our guides that we somehow created this holistic experience for the IoT learner, because we do believe that we create the system because of the people who use it, not because of the system itself. I mean, it should be so. And sorry, I need to go back. Yeah. For example, here below, you see these pain points of the users. These are very important information for us. For example, they continuously expose that they don't have enough insights what is happening in the labor market in IoT field or AI, cyber, etc. What kind of profiles are out there. They continue to expose what are the that they would like to have more support by the mentors or the teachers to help them to discover what are they good at. They exposed all the time that it's very important that they would like to work really more on practical cases, so really real life cases and real work cases. So this is actually, they were our inspiration, and this is actually the background, how did we came to the final services now that we are finalizing them. Sorry. Yeah, why? So for the project, I would say for the whole initiative, it's very important that, so to run the platform of vocational excellence, you need to have a clear vision and mission. And talent journey vision, mission, and principles are our guides and companions through on steps, decisions, and activities. So we want to empower vet learners with relevant skills and mindset to navigate lifelong learning opportunities and confidently shape a better future. That's why actually we are creating the platform which is going to be world recognizable web hubs based on practice, collaboration, and innovation, offering personalized support and up-to-date knowledge from a rich network of international experts. Our principles, humanity-centered, because we want to create the system for our users, as I said. Our provision focuses on providing IoT skills, how to live, work, solve problems, and answer challenges together, and how to preserve our environment. Our courses integrate green and meta skills, as I said before, learner-oriented. That's why we include them from the beginning in designing educational or training processes to recognize their needs and interests. Holistic, because IoT is connected to so many other disciplines. Our courses and other activities or services connect IoT with AI, cyber, robotics, data science. and among each other. Collaborative, we encourage collaboration and teamwork at all levels of planning and implementation. Self-guiding, we want to offer the learner the opportunity to take the co-ownership of learning processes to get better prepared for future life. And informed, user feedback is for us essential and give us information and insight how to continue and what to improve. That's essential. And yes, just to conclude the thing, we are convinced, and we know it's a must be part what we have experienced in the last 2 years, that the changes are needed very much. We do have the educational systems who are very uniformed, and it's very difficult to challenge the needs of the users, of nowadays users, or younger generations, or new era labor market. I mean, unless we are not going to change quite concretely many elements. I'm talking about the teaching, learning, organizational models, and definitely also ecosystems in the background. So I do hope that we can challenge them together. And thank you for your attention. Here is my mail and also the address of the web page. I would just like to tell you that our web page it's visible, but we are upgrading now additionally to a digital platform. And I think that most of the elements are going to be seen, let's say, towards the end of September. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adriana. And thank you for explaining so clearly and so inspiringly what is the activities we are doing with Talent Journey, what we aim to reach, which is challenging indeed, but it's also like a good work, and especially for explaining so well the spirit that is at the basis of Talent Journey project. I don't know if we still have just a few minutes for any questions or answers that may arise from participants. Otherwise, you have our contacts and you can write to us. If we do not have any questions, I thank everybody for your attention and for being with us today in this workshop. And I wish you a good continuation of FestINNO event.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.